Ridiculous. I am Lisa Robson, your host. And this month I'm very, very happy to catch up with a good friend of mine, Jamie Sawyer, who I feel like I haven't seen in a million bazillion years, even though I'm sure we do like chat back and forth every so often occasionally. Jamie, how the bloody hell are you, girl?
I'm doing good. Just sitting here in my creative cave, always, rarely leaving the house, just how I like it. Hermiting.
Normal introvert stuff.
Yes, always.
Now, Jamie, I think out of everybody I know, you are probably the most creative individual I have ever had the privilege of encountering. Like, you are constantly creating some art. And I feel like I'm always like 2 years behind your art process because I only just found out you created a circle tarot.
Well, that. I just through the my Rider Waite, my clone, my Redux deck. I did that. I put it in the circular form on make playing cards just for people who might want that because I'm not going to get a bunch made, because it's so niche, but like I wanted one for myself, so might as well make that one print on demand. But yeah, always doing stuff.
Because my favorite deck of yours, which I still use to this day, like I use it a lot and I use it a lot for client work, is the out of hand tarot.
Mhm.
For me, that deck, like there is just something so genius about that deck. I don't know how to describe it, but can we talk about that deck because it's my
Yeah.
favorite one? Like, what was your thinking with that deck? Because I to me, I still think it's like just the master, like a master class in deck creation.
Well, with that one, it was kind of like from Pocket of Peers, the segue from the cards that I felt were like too big to encompass just one person. So I did like the aces all were hand cards, and then the world, the wheel, and the fool were like from the first person perspective. And so then being the creative that I always am, I'm like, well, I wonder what it would look like this way. And it's a deck that I just figured like anybody can use as far as like I joke around that it's like enter the tarot, like no, literally enter it, like look into the imagery and see yourself doing these things. Some of them are first person perspective, which is like through the hands, whereas others you might be looking at somebody else. And there will be times where you might be the figure in the card or the person sitting and learning from the figure in the card. Um, and I feel like it's a deck that definitely, even if you're new to tarot, you would be able to read with it because you would understand, like, oh, I know what it's like. The Three of Cups is three people cheersing coffee mugs in at a brunch. So it's like being that feeling of being out to, brunch with friends, kind of
Mm.
that Three of Cups energy. Sadly, it's the deck that got pirated of mine. So there's a lot of bootleg copies.
Oh
But
no.
but again, what I did, um, is I created a new variant that is on print on demand only, and I redid the backs of it, and then I redid the borders of it so that it's still the imagery, but it stands aside from the bootleg ones, and then obviously the ones that people got from my Kickstarter or that run have like the yellow edging
Hmm.
and come in a two-part box. But it was funny. One of the people who I'm friends with on Facebook, after posting the whole gripe of I can't believe that this deck has been stolen. It's all over. Like I take down one, another pops up. And they said that I love that it's the out of hand tarot because it's literally out of your hands at this moment. Like the deck just decided to go out into the world, and that's where it's at.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that is a sign of a popularity of a deck is how many people have counterfeited your
Yeah.
crap.
Yep.
If it's popular, someone else is trying to make money off all your hard
Hmm.
work, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things, not the pirated part of it, but I think one of the things I
No.
do love about that deck too is the multiple point of views and perspective
Mhm.
because for as a deck creator, I know myself, I'm always trying to think about what is another way to show. the message or the lessons, or what is another perspective, or what is another angle. Rachel Pollack used to always talk about how tarot people's minds are always so different because we're always looking at
Mhm.
the other angle, the other part of the
Mhm.
story, expanding beyond it. Like, we're
Mhm.
mythological, we're not very literal and practical in that
Right.
respect.
Right.
And so I think that, like, one of the things that the out of hand deck does really well is it comes from that different perspective, but it
Mhm.
is very grounded. Like, to me, it's a very
Mhm.
grounded, very logical deck.
What's always important for me as a deck creator, especially somebody who works with the Rider-Waite-Smith system, is I want somebody who may be new to tarot to enjoy my imagery, but I want somebody who is also maybe an RWS, like elitist or whatever, to be able to pick up my deck and still see familiar scenery, familiar symbols. Like, I want it to be able to be read cohesively. And I want to honor the tradition as well as bring it into a modern time or whatever art medium I might be working in at that moment. So for me, like, if I pick up a tarot deck, sometimes I like to support other artists as much as I can. So I'm always backing decks on Kickstarter or buying new decks or whatever. But if I can't read it, like if it doesn't make sense, like then in my eyes, it'll just go on my shelf and it just becomes another like collection of somebody's art. If it doesn't sit with like if I can't read with it in that, or to me, I look at it more of an oracle. Like
Mm.
if it doesn't I know that probably sounds like I'm like being snobbish or whatever, but it's like I have a way I like to read, and that's within my system, and I look for certain symbols and tells and whatnot. And if those aren't in there, then I'm like, well, it's tarot adjacent. It might be in that category, but for me personally, I won't be able to see it because it's going to be more of an oracle. I could read with it with a tarot deck with it, like kind of in tandem, but for me, I really the symbolism is very important, and to be able to just pay homage to who came before me with this creations, and knowing like that is the challenge whenever creating a new deck because you're going, okay, well, how many times can I recreate the High Priestess and make them different, but also have that baseline honored?
Oh yeah, girlfriend, I know. I know. I'm in the middle of creating a new deck now, and I have hit a wall on a couple of cards. Like, I've already created these so many different ways. Like, where do I go from here? That's where I think, like, new deck creators have it so easy. It's like you don't have a body of work that you're competing with.
Right,
Um, whereas I'm always like, please tell me I didn't already create this card that looks
right.
exactly like this before.
How many ways? And I think it's easier to be outside of the box when it's the major arcana and like maybe even the royals, but certain pips, you're going, well, how many different ways can I do the Five of Swords? How many different ways can I depict this imagery? How many different ways can I depict the Three of Swords? Which like so it's there's a challenge in that because you're kind of going, okay, that's where you got to think outside of that box. Like that's where the Rachel Pollack channeling comes in and goes, okay, how many,
Right.
which degree did I not look at this in yet?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm always thinking, where the hell can I hide the heart this time? Like, it's like one of those things.
And I
In a
love when I see
box,
a,
on a
I see a
window.
deck and I'm like, oh, that's clever. That's a good one.
Yes. So, because you are so prolific in your creating, and I know that one of the important things for you, because I have actually asked Jamie multiple times if she'll come and do a deck with me, but her brain doesn't work that way. So it's okay.
Doesn't.
Jamie creates from where she is in the moment, and I know that you've branched off into Oracle decks. So tell me a little bit
Mhm.
about this Oracle deck that you've created, because like now that I think is a nice little snapshot into where your brain went.
So my latest oracle is a Little Influences oracle. It's not I haven't gotten the cards made yet, but I do have them in tile form. But it's basically like they're just everyday objects. So here's like the tattoo machine because I've been a tattoo artist for over 25 years, but tattoos are very popular and you know people get them for various reasons, or you might hate them. And so in that thing, like how would you pair that with, the high priestess? Like how, like this oracle deck is meant to be paired with other oracles or tarot as just kind of a clarifier, or if you're stumped going, okay, well, what might these two cards play with each other, So there's like the tattoo machine, there's a stack of books. Um, I like this
Well,
one. It's the
that one's just my life, Jamie.
I know, the stack of books. And this one is a shattered phone. So, I mean, I know it looks like when your phone becomes just a brick and you're going like some people that might be like, it might trigger like anxiety, especially if you're so attached to your phone, or it might just be like, hey, maybe you need to unplug a little bit. I have like headphones, so how might that pair with like another card that would be like the Ten of Wands? Like, how might those go? And depending on where the card is with in positioning, you could say, okay, well, maybe you need to just tune out the world and get to the task at hand to get through it. So it's just kind of like a good way to pair them. I did make a couple, like these are just my laminated at home copies. So I made a couple to send to some friends who are giving me feedback to see like, oh, these are so on point, or, like there's an iron. So how might that pair with something, so that's just kind of where my brain's been. And also it gave me an excuse to do 52 color, marker colorings because I was playing with markers. So this one is the passport. And so let's see, like, oh, couldn't plan that if I planned that myself with the world.
Passport in the world. Yes. Let's. Are we going to be traveling? Are we not going to be able to go
Yeah.
traveling? That is the question.
Depending on where are we going to go? Can we travel? Yeah. But there's like salt shaker, a typewriter, mortar and pestle. I have the sun and the moon. I have a magnet. There's just like random everyday things. And I laugh because I'm not the first person to create an oracle deck using simple witchy, maybe not even witchy items. But I think it helps us focus in on like with oracle and tarot, everybody wants it to be so big and so ethereal and so predicting of the future and whatever. But sometimes we find those nuggets in the mundane. So on my Patreon, I would do like today's pairing. It would be like the salt shaker with what is this? The chariot. And so, and I've been posing it for people just to be like, well, what do you see in this? And some of the things people come up with have just been blowing me away because they're outside of what I was even thinking about them, And so it could be like, from the literal standpoint, there might be salt on the road, especially where we live, because if you're going on a bike ride right now, it's still winter. So there's still salt all over the roads, but it could also be protection.
And I'm thinking how to manage your blood pressure.
How to manage, exactly. See? That's what I love about it. That's what I love about it, because I'm like, it's so outside of my own box of what I've put myself in. So it's just, I didn't plan, like all my decks, I didn't plan on creating another one, but here we are. I've stopped saying this is the last one because I know that that's never true, as you know.
I think we all say that just because we get to the point where we've just had enough, and what we're really saying is, I need a vacation.
Yes, yes.
I can't create this year or this 6 months or whatever it is. I need to go sit down. But listen,
Well,
once the well's full, my mind will monkey around. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. It'll come back. It'll circle back around. It'll come back to me, I get it. Like I was writing down some keywords for this because I'm not doing a booklet with it. I'm just going to do a couple keywords to help get people started. And my husband goes, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I just don't. I'm not going to write a guide. He's like, "Well, you don't have to." I go, "But some people want that little bit of push." I said, "But they're like literally everyday objects. I shouldn't have to tell you what a broom is, or like." And so my friends but then they go, well, maybe it doesn't need a guidebook. And I always want to empower somebody to write their own associations, make it personal. Like that's always been my thing. It's like, please take what I give you, but please elaborate, jump off from there and go and do your own thing. Like that's just always who am I? Like I said, I saw a salt shaker, you saw a sodium, like, and we're both right and we're both wrong, you know?
I think the place a guidebook. Okay, this
Mhm,
interview is going to go longer than normal, folks. Just give us an additional 5 or 7 minutes of your time. From my perspective, a guidebook, because I'm a big guidebook
mhm.
person, and I believe
Yes.
that every deck should have a guidebook with. um, to me, a guidebook helps fill the gaps for
Mhm,
people who may be coming to content for the first time or really do struggle firing their own
mhm,
imagination or connective, the visual
mhm,
connections. And because I do a lot of classroom teaching of tarot and oracle,
mhm,
I can tell you a lot of people really struggle with it. And what
mhm,
we think should be a natural, normal thing to associate a broom with cleansing or
mhm,
clearing, it's not
mhm,
always, that's not the case. So, because I teach so many in person classes and I'm
mhm,
in the classroom all the time, I can see how people struggle to move from visual to meaning,
mhm.
from prompt to text. There needs to be, and that's why I see the guidebooks as that
Mhm.
connector, like a bridge,
Right,
so that people go, oh, okay. And then
right.
that sparks something. And I think if guidebooks are done the right way,
Mhm,
if the and they really thought about as a bridge, as a
mhm.
connector, then the pressure comes off to write something magical,
Right,
mystical, life
right,
changing. No, just fill the
right.
gap and then
And
and
that's
then
that's
let
what
people
I'm
go on their journey.
hoping with this, because I am gonna do like a bifold in it, like it's not gonna have like a chunky guidebook, but I might do, I mean, I like my digital guides, so I might
Yes.
do another one down the road that'll be like set up like a workbook and be like, here's some suggested keywords, and when you see this, you might think of how this wants to cleanse the space, or do you focus in on the spider web in that image and say, okay, well, maybe that's the bigger thing, but I agree, and I've learned that, but I also, if we have to wait for me to write a guidebook for this deck to come out, it's never going to be released.
This is what something like live journal, like putting a live journal up. Here's the card. What are you getting from it? Like, and just
Yeah.
start these like tagged threads. Okay, so if you were struggling with this one, I have a thread for that one.
Here's
Over here
that.
on
Yeah.
Facebook, I've got this like 50 people who have prompted here. Go for it. Guidebook
Yep.
writes itself.
That's a great idea. Do that on my Substack. Be like the little influencers community guide communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that's a great way to also
Hmm.
bring community into the retelling of the cards.
Hmm.
As you said, everyone gives a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. So, I mean, there could be a way to have like this community tier where
Hmm.
you're adding to the meanings of these cards because. Hey, listen, I think the mundane gives us the most mystical opportunities all the time. So
Hmm.
to think of it too as a connective process to plug back into our everyday life while finding meaning, magic, and mystery inside of a broom or a salt shaker. Girl,
Right.
you could change the world with that. What I mean, come on, let's go.
It's awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna both pull a card from whatever deck we're using. What deck have you got, madam?
I've got the out of hand.
Oh, great. And I've got
Yes.
what I'm using at the moment is Ethany's new deck, Money Magic.
Nice.
And I am really surprised how much I have been reaching for this deck. I thought it would be a really nice altar deck. I've been using this deck ever since it landed in my inbox. So let's go ahead. Pull a card. All right, what'd you get? You draw first.
We've got the Six of Wands.
Oh, the Six of Wands. All right, give you a little reading. Give us a reading for that one.
For the Six of Wands, whenever I see this one, just like from a personal setting, I think like whatever you've been working on, your achievements are getting rewarded, you're getting noticed for it. Um, it's time to celebrate. Even if it's just a small celebration, to get to this point, you might not be complete in your journey, but like you need to celebrate the wins where you get them. And that's definitely the energy with this card when it comes up for us, or one of
And
the energies.
I align my vibration to attract money into my life. So if we look at that with the Six of Wands, then it's like, yeah, this success is aligned to your money journey. Now, money could also be resources, it could be connections, it could be opportunities. So I feel like these two cards like go together really well. So
They go
stick at
hand in
it.
hand.
They go hand in hand.
Keep working on it. You got this. This is celebrate those wins.
Exactly. But I
Yay.
mean, the Six of Wands, coming back to that conversation of the
Mhm.
mundane, the minor arcana very much are our mundane cards. They're the cards about everyday life.
Mhm.
They're the little actions we take, the little things that we do between the big billboard moments of the major arcana and the court cards. So the Six of Wands is too, it's like the wins are small, but just because they're small
Mhm.
doesn't mean that they're not leading to something bigger. So if we think about those small wins as a form of alignment, as a form of keeping
Mhm.
you on track and moving you towards that goal, then the Six of Wands becomes really powerful, as opposed to, oh, the Six of Wands, I'm going to get a big prize. It's, you
Yeah.
might if you keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Keep your eye on it. Celebrate the small wins to keep that momentum and the fire going, but like just know you're not there yet. You're getting there though.
No, because the six is in the middle of the suit. It's not at the end. There's
Hmm.
still
Yep.
multiple cards. There's still multiple steps to go before you actually get there. I love that. Look at
Yep.
that. See, the out of
Love
hand
it.
tarot strikes again.
Yay.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. We have gone over time. Where can people find you? What are you doing? How do they get more love from you?
I am on Instagram mostly, which is Jamie Sawyer 336. My website, where it has all the stuff that we have and we make and all those things, is jamiesawyer336.com. I make it really easy to find me. Um, I do have a Substack, and I think it's just Jamie Sawyer on Substack. I'm on Facebook, but not really active as much on there, but that's Sawyer's Path is the Facebook page. And I'm just always creating. I have a Patreon. It's creativedivination.com. Will bring you right to my Patreon. And I share a bunch with the little influencers as quips, which are free, public posts and stuff. And we've just been having a lot of fun over there. It's not all tarot, but it's a lot tarot centric, mostly art in my creative world and how I basically just live through creating. And I share that with the people who are part of my journey there.
Fantastic. So go ahead and go find Jamie on all the different platforms. Um, I love how Jamie always says she's not very social, but she's absolutely everywhere all the time, doing stuff, posting stuff. She also does is it monthly castings where you do the big
Oh,
readings once a
yeah.
month too? Those are on Substack, correct?
Well, Well, actually, every Tuesday on YouTube. So that's also
Oh, well,
Jamie
there you
Sawyer
go.
336. Yeah.
See, I told you she's everywhere. She's everywhere doing everything all the time.
All at once.
Um,
Yeah.
all at once.
All at once.
So
Everywhere
those are
all at once.
always really good. Those are always really fun. I know right now you're doing postings on Facebook with the little everyday ones where you're
Mhm,
getting people to comment about what they see.
mhm,
So I mean, I think that's really good too. Jamie's really good at building community. So go and give her
mhm,
some love. Absolutely. And if you are interested in continuing your tarot journey, I am doing my next tarot course in April, where we're going to journey through the suit of cups. We're going to look at healing, heart healing, emotional intelligence, emotional resilience, and what that journey through the suit of cups actually means. You might think you know, but do you?
mhm.
Do you? Do you?
Do you?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode of Tarot is Ridiculous. Thank you, Jamie, my beautiful friend, for joining us and hanging out with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, everyone, I will see you next month. Bye for now.